G'day there, mate. It's your boy, I Read Reddit, back at it again with some more entitled parent stories. This is obviously your favourite subreddit, and we've got plenty of juicy content on the way. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride, fellas. You're in for a treat. Now, today's episode might as well be sponsored by the user rslashcallousheart. And the first story we're reading is called Entitled Parent Calls Me Entitled for Refusing Food That I Cannot Eat. For some backstory, I've been a vegetarian since the age of 18. I went vegetarian because I don't feel comfortable eating something where a living animal died to make it. I'm planning to go full vegan once I'm out of my parents' house. I learnt the hard way that being a vegetarian doesn't only entail not eating meat or using leather, etc., but also means that I can't eat certain sweets and cheeses because they contain animal products. For example, many sweets contain gelatin, which is derived from collagen in the connective tissue of certain animals. Most jelly and gummy sweets and marshmallows have either pork or beef gelatin. Also, some cheeses like Parmesan and Dame Bears, randomly, contain rennet, which is a set of enzymes produced in animal stomachs used to curdle milk. That being said, let's move on to the story. This happened to me earlier today at a bus stop, with a cast entitled Mother, the worst kind of Karen, the only one who starts out nice, then goes evil. NK is nice kid, and there's me, yours truly. So, I'm at a bus stop, waiting to get to a bus into town for college. At the bus stop, there's me, entitled Mother, and nice kid, who looked about 5 or 6 years old. It's Easter Monday, so all the schools in my area have a day off. No such luck for college. And a few other bystanders who, in typical British style, didn't get involved, just looked harder into their newspapers. I was listening to some music on my phone, Knuckle Puck, if anyone's interested. Any Knuckle Puck fans out here? And could see the nice kid clutching a packet of midget gems. I'm assuming the entitled mother told him to go and share them with the strangers at the bus stop, since he opened the pack, took out one, and popped it in his mouth, then went over to the elderly couple sitting on the rail of the bus shelter, and then the pregnant lady sitting next to them. He then walks over to me, and I pull my earphones out. He offers me a midget gem, and I politely refuse it. I say to him, "Thanks, but I can't eat those." The kid smiles and walks back to his mother. I put my earphones back in and put the tunes back on. The next thing I know, the entitled mother rips the headphones out of my ears and says, "The nice kid was trying to be nice. Why were you so rude to him?" I wasn't. "You were! He tried to be nice and offer you some of his sweets, and said you were too good to eat his sweets." I said I can't eat them, because I physically cannot eat them. "Don't lie to me! They don't have nuts or any allergens in them, you entitled jerk." This is true, that they don't have allergens, not that I'm an entitled jerk though. "What music are you listening to? We can hear it too, question mark." Not true, I have really good quality noise cancelling earphones that block out sounds from the outside, and blocks out what I'm listening to from the outside. She puts my earphones in, just as the song goes, "On to the barren land of wasted weeks, but we won't keep searching, we're fudging helpless." The entitled mother pretends to look shocked. "Oh, you've been playing this poisonous music around my child? You're promoting the devil to my child." Firstly, he can't hear my music. Secondly, I'm a vegetarian. I can't eat midget gems. They're gummy sweets, not actual midgets, you idiot. Oh, my sister eats them all the time and she's a vegan. They have gelatin in them. So? Gelatin is made from animal tissue. Stop lying to cover your own back and take a fruit pastel from a child. Not that you deserve it, you Satanist. Read the side of the packet. Read the ingredients, crazy lady. Fine. Anything to prove you're wrong. The entitled mother snatches the packet out of the nice kid's hands and starts to read out the ingredients list, aloud, in the most Karen-esque, condescending voice she can muster. Glucose syrup, sugar, beef? The entitled mother goes white when she realizes that they have beef gelatin in them. Conveniently, a bus comes pretty much as soon as she realized her mistake, so she grabbed the nice kid's hand and bolted to the bus. Just before I put my earphones back in, the nice kid says something that makes me feel very sorry for him, but that the entitled mother deserved. "Mum, this is the wrong bus. "No, darling, we're going a different route today." The funniest thing is that the bus was going the opposite direction of where they were going. TLDR, nice kid tries to offer me, a vegetarian, sweets with gelatin in them. Entitled mom goes mental when I refuse them and calls me entitled and satanic because I happen to be listening to a song with the word fudge in it. Our next story, also by rslashcallousheart, is titled, Entitled Aunt Tries to Kill My Friend with a Snickers Bar. So this post is derived from a reply to a comment on a previous post where I got yelled at by a Karen for refusing a sweet with beef gelatin. I'm vegetarian. In this comment, I told the bare bones of a story of how his Aunt Karen, not her real name, refused to believe he had a severe nut allergy and almost forced him to eat a Snickers bar. I showed this to said friend, and he asked me to post the whole story just so he could see what the wise jury of entitled parents had to say about this deadly aunt. TLDR at the bottom, along with a translation of the chocolate bars. Since I'm British, we have different kind of chocolate bars to you Americans. Introducing our cast. F, friend. EA, Karen. NC, nice cousin. FD, friend's dad. FM, friend's mum. FS, friend's sister. CD, cousin's dad, Karen's wife. BB, baby. Oh man, that's a lot of voices. Back when he was about 4, my friend's dad offered my friend a sweet out of a celebrations box he'd received for his birthday. Celebrations are a box of little nibble-sized versions of chocolate bars. My friend took a Snickers, and he went into an anaphylactic shock. If his dad hadn't have been there, he could well have died. Fast forward about 11 years, and it's Christmas. His 19-year-old cousin, NC, had given birth to a baby girl that summer, and only worked a part-time job to give her time with her child, so she didn't have much money to spend on presents for anyone that Christmas, since she had to buy nappies, dummies, baby food, etc., and pay board to her parents. The father of the baby is unknown, so she wasn't receiving child support from him, so was reliant on her minimum wage part-time job and her child benefit to pay all of her debts. Even though his 19-year-old cousin couldn't afford to buy nice presents, she still wanted to make an effort to treat her aunt and uncle, cousins, and her parents after she spent most of her Christmas budget on her baby. She took a shoebox from shoes she'd bought for the baby, then went to a nearby discount store and bought some wrapping paper, a bottle of pink paint, and 6 individual chocolate bars, one of each kind the store had: Mars, Double Decker, Lion Bar, Boost, Bounty, and Snickers. She wrapped the base of the box in wrapping paper, put the paint onto a plate, took her baby, dipped them in the paint, and put her handprints on the lid. Next to the handprints, she wrote, "For the whole family, from 19-year-old cousin and baby." According to my friend, the box looked really, really nice. When it came time to give everyone her gift, everyone was so taken aback at how generous she was and the efforts she made. She said that it was to repay everyone for their generosity towards her child. Everyone in the family had bought gifts for the baby's first Christmas. When the Karen said they should pass the box around to the family, the other auntie spoke up and was immediately cut off by Karen. I think we should let F choose first since... Nonsense! Let's start with my darling brother. Then pass it to their auntie, then to CD, and we'll let the children pick. But you heard me. Let's get sharing already. So the box gets passed around, and the FD, Auntie, takes the double decker. FM takes the bounty, Karen takes the boost, CD takes the lion, and FS takes the Mars bar, leaving my friend with the Snickers, the chocolate bar that had dang near killed him all those years ago. My friend says to the auntie, "Hey, NC, do you want to take mine?" Oh no, it's fine, you have it." My friend turns to FS, "Do you want to..."
"How dare you! My daughter just wanted to be generous and give us all lovely treats, and you want to disrespect her by giving yours to someone else? You entitled little crap! Eat it right now!"
EA, I can't eat this because it has peanuts in it. I'm deadly allergic to nuts.
Don't lie to me, you're just being a picky eater. You're probably anorexic and trying to cover it up with faux generosity. Eat it!
My friend is an athlete and is usually eating a crap load of food when he's training, so I've got no idea where she pulled that one from. FM says, "Alright, enough. He can't eat anything with nuts in it. If he does, his throat will close. He'll go into anaphylactic shock and will need to go to the hospital. FD, trade with him."
Do not listen to this crazy jerk. FD, she's defending that dumb lying son of hers. She's lying.
FD walks over to the friend and hands him the double-decker. My friend hands his dad the Snickers. FD says,
Karen, get the fudge out of my house right now.
Entitled Karen says,
Watch your language in front of my grandson.
Oh, the bloody irony in that. Out! Now! EA grabs CD by the arm and goes to grab the nice cousin.
No! Nice cousin and her baby will stay with us until you've calmed down. Call us when you're ready to apologize. We'll take her home then.
Karen scowls and then leaves with her husband, who's the cousin's dad. After the rest of the family is calmed down, after giving the baby some more Christmas presents and watching some quality Christmas TV, anyone who knows British Christmas TV knows how sarcastic that one was, NC turned to F, my friend, and said, "I'm sorry the way that your mother acted. I didn't know you had a nut allergy. Karen never told me." "Oh, don't worry about it. I don't think she's particularly given a crap about me or my mother, since she's never liked my mother, and I'm more like her than I am my dad." "I can get you one of those that don't have nuts." "Oh, no, it's fine. I got my favorite in the end." Karen called the next morning, apologizing in a way that only a Karen can apologize, condescending as fudge, blaming FM and my friend. Definitely not a sincere apology, but as good as they were gonna get. My friend reluctantly accepted so as to avoid any future drama. So, chocolate bar translations. Double-decker, nougat with Rice Krispies covered in milk chocolate. Mars bar, pretty much any American Milky Way, nougat topped with caramel covered in milk chocolate. Bounty, coconut fondant covered in milk or dark chocolate, similar to a Mounds bar. Snickers, a Mars bar with peanuts in the caramel. Boost, caramel and biscuits covered in milk chocolate. Lion, wafer, caramel and biscuit pieces covered in milk chocolate. TLDR, cousin accidentally gives my friend food he's allergic to. Karen doesn't believe he's allergic, tries to force him to eat it. Jesus, Karen, calm down. Alright, next story, sponsored by rslashcallousheart, titled, Entitled Mother Tries to Convince Us That Her Horse Is Not in Our Back Garden. Little backstory to this one. I live in the countryside somewhere in Scotland. Across the road from my house is a house with a field of a front garden. The female members of the house all ride horses, and in this field they have 5 horses. The family consists of 2 entitled parents, the entitled younger sister, and the nice older sister. This happened when I was about 12. Nice sister was about 11, and entitled sister was about 9. The parents are like a typical kind of people who live in the city and drive Range Rovers, except they live in the countryside. The entitled sister has always been a jerk to me for no apparent reason. Nice sister is really nice, and even dated one of my best friends a few years later. The dad and the entitled sister don't play into this story, however. Cast: MM, my mum, EM, entitled mother, NS, nice sister. So, like I said, we live in the countryside. It's a fairly quiet one. There's a few houses near us, but not much. Most of the other houses around us all have small animals, cats, dogs, chickens, etc. So it's not uncommon to sometimes see a neighbor's dog in our back garden through the kitchen window. However, one Monday morning, my mother wakes up, makes her morning coffee, as she usually does, and then what she sees out of the window makes her do a spit take. There's a fudging horse in our back garden. Now, at this point, we've lived next to these neighbors for about 5 years, and we've never had one of their horses come out of the field into our garden until now. My mother marches right up into our neighbor's long butt driveway to their front door. "Hey, one of your horses has got out and is in our back garden. Can you come and help us get it back to its home?"
"It won't be one of our horses. Our horses do not know how to escape their boundaries. Go and call your sister-in-law."
It's worth interjecting here, my aunt does also have 5 horses in her field, just up the road from us. However, since my parents have been married about 20-something years at this point, and both me and my older sister used to ride her horses, we know her horses. 3 of them were ginger and 2 were jet black. The one in our back garden, destroying my dad's flowers, was white with black and grey patches, so definitely not my auntie's horse. My mum says to her, "I've known my auntie for nearly 30 years. I know what her horses look like. That is not one of hers. It can only be yours. Please, just help us get it back to your field."
How many fudging times do I have to fudge and tell you? It's not our horse. You know nothing about our horses, so stop trying to argue. Go wait for your sister-in-law and she'll tell you it's hers.
My mum's like, "Okay." She didn't say this directly, but her face did and said, "You stuck-up jerk." Our aunt normally comes at about 10 a.m. to check her horses. It's currently 7 a.m. and we can't have a horse in our back garden any longer. Me and my sister needed to get to school, my parents needed to get to work. Our back garden doesn't have a fence as such, so any animal that accidentally makes its way into our garden can make its way out again, much like their horses. Yeah, fudging right. Me and my sister were taught to understand the boundaries of our back garden, but if we all left the horse unattended, if he goes missing it's on us, and we'd really be up Crap Creek without a puddle. My mum says, "She won't get here till 10. We all need to get out of here by 8. If we leave that horse unattended and it fudges off, knowing you'll try to sue us for your negligence."
I won't sue you since it's not my horse. I might sue you for harassment if any of you don't fudge off in the next minute. Why can't one of you take the day off work?
It's not our horse, so it's not our problem.
It's not our horse, so it's not our problem.
At this point, the nice sister comes out from the stables, clutching half a bag of horse feed. "Mum, one of our horses is missing." The mother's ears prick up. Entitled mother goes slightly white. My mum says to the nice girl, "Is this horse white with black and grey spots?" "Yes." The mum, to the entitled mother, "I'll repeat my question. Will you help us get your horse back into your field?" The entitled mother reluctantly agrees, sulking and muttering expletives under her breath. The next day, after the drama of the previous day, my mother wakes up at the same time to see a fudging cow in our back garden. They'd just escaped a farmer's field and he was very understanding, unlike the entitled mother. TLDR, entitled mother's horse winds up in our backyard. The mum goes to ask the entitled mother to get the horse back to her field. Entitled mother denies it's her horse and threatens to sue for harassment. Nice kid confirms that stray horses is in fact the entitled mother's. Oh, would you look at that? It's another r/callous story, guys. This one titled, "My Record Didn't Come. Give Me Back Your Crappier Version." Backstory. A couple of years ago now, a band I really like were releasing a new album, and they were doing an in-store gig and signing at a record store local to me. I'm quite a big vinyl collector, and there were 2 vinyl options available. One to pre-order from the band's website, and one to pre-order from the record store. The one to pre-order from the band's website was a lovely white color, while the one to order from the record store was just a plain black vinyl. I decided to go to the record store and order the plain black vinyl, since the white one came already signed, and half of the appeal of going to the in-store event was to get to meet the band and get the records signed personally. I should also mention that sometimes pre-ordered records and other pieces of pre-order merchandise don't arrive until a few days after the release date due to shipping. Now with that out of the way, let's meet the cast. Me, the handsome devil writing this, E.M. Karen, N.K., the girl who was clearly traumatized by her mother's stupidity. So the day of the in-store event comes. Since the band come from my local town, they played the event of the day of the album's release. I go to the counter, pay the remaining balance. I had to pay a third of the record as a deposit when I pre-ordered, and got my record. There was about another hour before the band were to start playing at the store, since I'd gotten there super early. So I went to get a spot near the front. The nice kid comes and stands next to me. She looks to be around my age, maybe a year or so younger, and I'm 19 at this point. She's wearing a t-shirt from the band's first UK tour from almost 10 years previously. We got chatting for a little bit about the band and about music in general. Then she asks about the record in my hand. "Oh, did you pre-order the vinyl off their website?" "Nah, I got this one from their store. It's just the black vinyl. I didn't see the point in coming to a signing event with an already signed record." "Ha ha ha, good point. I guess I'm kinda thirsty. so I'm gonna go get a drink from the shop across the road. See you around. She leaves, then I go back looking at my phone. Enter Karen.
Hey, I saw you talking to my daughter just now.
This caught me off guard a little. Oh, she was your daughter? Cool.
I also see that you have a new album on vinyl. How did you get yours so fast?
I didn't order from their website. I ordered from the record store.
Well, could you give my daughter yours, and you can have ours when it arrives?
I was taken aback by this. No! This is a different version to the one of your daughters will have ordered.
Looks exactly the same to me.
This one is black vinyl. The one your daughter ordered is white, and the sleeve is already signed by the band. It cost about £3 more than the one mine cost.
Well, it looks like you're getting the better side of the deal.
I'm not accepting the deal anyway. The entitled mother starts to turn red.
She's listened to the band from their first album. She has all their albums and singles on vinyl, signed on her wall, and has seen them at every show they've done here. She needs it more than you. You don't even listen to the band. You probably listen to crappy pop music.
At this stage, I'm literally wearing a Cannibal Corpse t-shirt, and I had the band's second album playing through my phone, as she could probably hear through my headphones, which were now down on my t-shirt. No, this is my record! Your daughter has a nicer, more expensive version on its way to her. The entitled mother looks like she's gonna burst with anger. She then manages to calm herself down, then says this.
Okay, I'll give you a better deal. You give me the record, and I'll let you date my daughter. I can tell you like her, and she can take your virginity.
At this point, the nice kid returns.
NK, this kind lad has agreed to give you his record.
Mum, I don't need it. I ordered the big bundle from the website. This bundle has the album on white vinyl, CD and cassette, all signed of course, and a t-shirt, a pin badge, and a patch for £52. The entitled mother meant white and tried to grab the nice kid's arm.
Come on, NK, we're leaving.
No, I'm staying here. I'll get the bus home. The entitled mother then stormed off, and NK stayed with me the entire night, apologetic as all heck, even coming with me to the release party the band were hosting at a local nightclub. We're still pretty close friends, but we never actually dated. We've considered pretending to date a few times, just to pee the entitled mother off though. TLDR, band release album, pre-orders don't arrive on the release, so the entitled mother tries to take mine for her daughter and offers to let me sleep with her daughter in exchange. Jesus, that's messy. Last post by rslashcallousheart, titled,
My kid deserves your spot in this competition that you earned and he didn't.
Posting on behalf of someone else. This story happened a week ago, and boy oh boy did I get mad. Backstory, I'm in an international contest, and on my second last stage, waiting for results. If I get over 90 points, I pass and go to Dublin. Weird flex, but okay. Cast, me, your father, obviously, entitled mother, entitled kid, and teacher, and host. So, I was waiting to go into the contest, which I was 30 minutes early. After a couple of minutes, I feel a touch on my shoulder. I turn back to see the entitled mother. I say, "Hi, how can I help you today?"
I just wanted to let you know that you don't deserve to be in this contest. My precious angel earned it and you didn't.
Pointing to her kid. I'm the best student in town, by the way. What do you mean? I'm the best in town. And EK is good as well, I'm assuming. Entitled mother goes,
Yes, EK is the best student in the world, and you are a liar.
I say back to her, I'm sorry, but can you fudge off? Thanks. Entitled mother then goes to the host. Entitled kid says, Did you hear what my mum said? Now go away. I'm taking your spot. No, fudge off, entitled kid. He runs off and trips and then his nose starts bleeding. While the entitled mother comes at me like she's being chased by a bear.
What did you do to my precious angel?
Nothing, he was just running and fell.
I don't believe you.
Luckily there were security cameras and I go check the cameras, idiot. The entitled mother looks like she wants to throw fire at me.
I don't need to. My angel never lies. I'm calling the cops and pressing charges for assault.
In comes T and the host. The teacher says, What's going on here? And I say, "This crazy lady is trying to press chart." The entitled mother then cuts me off and says,
"This kid assaulted my poor angel. He didn't earn to be in this contest."
Then me and the entitled mother have a screaming battle while the host tries to calm us down. "Enough! I'm checking the cameras." The cops arrive and the entitled mother starts yelling BS at them, and I tell the cops to go to the host and check the security footage. The teacher says, "Is everything okay, OP?" I say, "Yeah, I just have a bruise because she kicked me in the leg for God knows why." Teacher says, "It's gonna be okay. I'll be right back." The teacher goes to the cops arrive and kick the entitled mother and the entitled kid out, while the mother cusses at them and the teacher. After a few minutes, the teacher and host gave me a medal for handling the situation like it should have been. And everyone clapped.